to go and see Dr. Kaly. I have been waiting on this appointment for what feels like an absolute lifetime. Excuse the fresh face, can't wear any makeup obviously. So I'm going to film the whole process purely because I think that I would have liked to have seen everything before I made like, my decisions. Obviously I've been well briefed in what happens, so I know exactly what to expect, but I'm going to take you guys along on this journey and I wish me luck. Bye.
And then what I'm going to do is mark up first. Because everyone's anatomical frame is different, so you want to make sure that you are going to do the same on both sides. And this also lets me know when I'm putting on gel. So even though I'm not going to be injecting both sides, so I just want to make sure. Perfect, yeah, I'm happy. And then before I even put my injection in my hand, I always want to reconfirm, like I have it in my notes, I already know if I wanted to say it again, just so that I know I'm not getting my left and right sides mixed up. It's like surgery when both permanent marker, it's this leg and they put an arrow on it.
Yeah, so they know exactly.
Yeah, exactly what we're doing. So for the chin it's easy. I'm going to take the middle of your nose, the middle of your cupid's bow, and literally draw a line somewhere in between them, because we're not exactly bang back in the middle. And that tells me this is Courtney's centre line. And then we want your chin to be as narrow as your nose and not as wide as your mouth. So then I'm just gonna eyeball the width. Your nose as well. Such little tweaks. And now I know that if I center and narrow you, that's gonna make everything look immediately like it's symmetrical. But sometimes if you've got asymmetry, you can make it look more obvious. So this is like our goalpost, and then we work everywhere from up there. So for you, what nostril is it that you feel is higher than the other side? Yes. Perfect. And then what cheek do you feel is higher than the other side?
I think this one's more full, like this has got a nice shape, this one's really flat, but it looks like smooshed up the way.
Yes, exactly. So in my notes I have that your right side, and the way I'm looking at you, left side, is smooshed side, and this is the good side that we're trying to mimic. So what I want to do is give you cheekbone on the side, so that you look the same as that side, but the apple of this cheek is fuller than this side. Like when I look at you from up there, your apple looks more high, so I have to balance by doing a little bit in the apple of your cheek. It's not going to do anything for the contour, it's still going to be symmetrical. So now we're symmetrical this way and this way, so that's why I'm looking at everything 3D. And then nostril eyes, I can't make the nostril move, but you can nick them in. So when we nick them in, we have to do both sides. So I'm going to do a little bit in here and a little bit in there, and then we're just going to look at everything again. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, probably 5, 6, and then I always wipe and I look at everything again. Okay. But that's going to address all the things we've talked about: centering of the chin, nasolabial fold, anterior cheek section, a wee bit of less smoosh. And more symmetry in the nostrils, and we look at it again. So now we have a plan. I'm going to put numb gel in the areas that I want to inject. And then, honestly, once we do the first one, you'll be like, oh, yeah. And then you can relax a little bit more. And it's more like when you go home and you look at yourself in your own mirror, that you go, oh shit, yeah, okay, because otherwise people are like, when I show them the mirror, they're like, I'm like, don't give me a reaction. No. Go home, look at it. People, I'll do it. I will do it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think like the biggest statement is actually for me, because everyone thinks I have like a circus wedding, I need to actually have something quite small.
Yeah.
Is the biggest statement, but we'll see. So I'm going to talk you through the whole thing, okay? Okay. But it's going to feel like I'm bursting tiny little spots.
That's fine.
Your risks, bruising, bleeding, swelling, are common risks.
That's fine.
Non-common risks are infection and blocking a blood vessel. It's very, very unlikely. If it happens, I'll deal with it. Okay. There's nothing I've not dealt with. But I'll talk you through the whole thing, okay?
I'm a big wuss. So
no, you're not.
Well, I promise.
You do 10 spin classes.
I know. You can do it.
You can do it.
Big girl.
So I'm going to always protect your eye.
Okay.
And then you're going to feel like I'm bursting a tiny little spot just on the cheek. And then when it goes in, you shouldn't really feel anything at all. Sometimes it feels like pressure. And then this is going to make you more and more numb. You okay?
Yep, absolutely. This is actually not painful at all.
See?
Wow, I'm in the best. I was actually like, shit, I'm gonna go in here and be like, oh my god.
And you're not even bleeding. So I've popped a little bit in and then I'm not going to mold it because I need it to look exactly like that side. And if we go too far, it's really hard to soften it back. So I'm always going to do like little spots. And I always check it from up top as well, just to make sure that you're completely symmetrical.
Do some people take quicker to fill out than others? Like,
Yes.
does it have, okay.
Yeah, and that's why I'm like, I
Don't whack it all in there.
And I'm also just guesstimating. Like I'm telling you 3. Some people get away with 1.
Yeah.
Some people come in and I'm on my 5th and nothing's changing.
No.
Whereas you are taking to it where I would like to see. I've only put in 0.2 there and it's made a big difference. And 0.2 would fill in 4 eye drops. So it's like very, and this is why I mean like a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit, but you're going to see a big change when you look at yourself. So now I'm going to do the nostril.
Okay.
So when I do the nostril, it makes your upper lip feel numb.
Okay.
So don't panic.
Okay.
It does feel a wee bit like I'm bursting a bigger spot, but you can do this. So one little scratch, and then when it goes in, you just feel numb. People say you can feel it.
No, I just like it was not up in my like my gums.
Yeah, some people say they feel that. That is
This is honestly not like as sore as what I thought it was gonna be. Like I was really gearing myself up here to like hear like crying. That's just because I'm a big voice. Like,
You're honestly
not.
not. And that has made such a big difference to your nostrils. So what I want to do is I might actually pop a tiny bit of filler in the nostril itself.
Yeah.
Because I see what you mean, but this is making a nick in the way.
Yeah.
I'm like, why don't I just put a little bit there? Okay, so now what I'm going to do is, this side looks more like that side, but as expected, this now looks flat. Okay. So let's give you a little bit more. For every 2 layers of filler, I fix one thing, you have to be prepared. Yeah, you have to be prepared to do another little bit. Whereas everyone's like, don't touch my left side. Like, babe, you have to, because right your right side's not too perfect. Okay, so if you turn ever so slightly towards me, I'm just doing the apple of your cheek here to make it look as projected as that side, okay? So you're going to feel like I'm pressing and then I suppose you shouldn't really feel anything. The only thing you should feel is like when the needle goes in.
Just that part and then you don't feel this.
Yeah, like you're bursting as well.
Yeah, it's just like when it's even just right before it bursts, and you're like,
woo! And you're like, keep going,
don't give up.
Yeah. And then when it comes, you have to do a little second of eye water, and I'm like, ooh, I made it. But it looks amazing, like so subtle, but I like it. So last but not least is the part of the nose, and that's 1 whole mil that I use. How are you bone dry? I don't even know. Not single side off. It's actually quite nice to me for a video of what we're all guessing.
I know. No bleeding.
That's so dry. So before I move on to the chin, I'm going to check everything from up top here to make sure, right, apples of the cheeks, am I happy? Yes.
Okay.
Contours of the cheek, or what we call the zygomatic ridge, I'm happy.
Okay.
Nostrils, this side is still like droopy compared to this side, so I might do a little bit of a rim here.
Okay.
So I'm going to just pop a bit of numbing gel there.
Sorry.
But it's nothing major. I'm not like, whoa, it's amazing.
So actually, if it's when you say it's numb, like I can't feel anything like
it's
here.
weird, isn't it? It's like the perfect time to your lips now. But you definitely don't need to look on them. I'll let you feel yeah, I did it on the nostrils and of course I was teaching on Sunday. So her right nostril was like so flat,
Okay.
and her left nostril was like curved like that, and it built it up and makes such a big difference.
It's actually crazy that like, see all those years ago, you never used to think anything like this was available, and people were like, nose job, nose job, nose job, and I was always like, okay, well that's going to be my only option.
I know.
And then all of a sudden it's like, you know, you can put filler, and it can completely transform.
And it's so
your
safe.
nose.
And why would you look at 7 to 10 grand of a nose job for that?
I
Like
know,
high.
to change like the smallest little thing, I know.
Like, what do you not like?
I know, I was asking me, what would you do? And I'm like, just this. And they're like, what? And I'm like, just that. And they're like,
It's
what?
laughable, yeah, so no chance. So chin's really easy. I want to narrow you
Okay.
and center you, and then that's going to be like, and then I'm going to look at everything again.
Okay.
I think so you're going to feel like I'm bursting a tiny little spot right in the middle. Hold on, you okay?
Yeah, that's it.
And it's only the first one that you feel on, because the rest of it's going to get numb. Look at your full now. Okay, so I'm going to come out and I'm going to mold it. It's going to feel really heavy. It's the weirdest thing getting your chin done. But yeah, I honestly, you're such a dream to treat. You're bone dry.
That's actually really good. I'm surprised I'm not really quite well.
Really?
Like, see, when Nick was in shaving, I'm just like, oh,
No,
I
no.
suppose that's totally different. It's not just like a needle.
It's such a wide cut, isn't it?
Yeah.
I always have myself shaving and like the roof of my foot.
Oh,
That
I always
was
gets
that
the back of
bad.
the eye close for me. I'm like,
Literally, it's so painful. And then anytime I put trainers or anything on, it just rubs.
yeah.
I'd
Comes
rather
right back out again.
just be hairy, honestly, just be hairy. So when it goes back in, it should be a wee bit easier. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So there is the next one. Like you can get through it. If you get through the first one, you can get through it. So what I've done is I've narrowed you.
Okay.
So you're like right underneath your nose. So I've centered you, and now I'm going to narrow. So I'm going to like move it all together. Quite a lot of pushing, and it's the pushing that can make you really. And then the only thing I want to do is just bring it a little bit on that side. Because you're ever so slightly wider on the left,
Yes. Wonderful.
which is so weird.
That is good.
So let's put that in. It should be complete.
Alright, it's not actually painful.
Just put my next.
Yep.
I'm happy, okay. So I have to check it. It's that.
Okay.
When I'm looking down the way, it's right underneath your nose. Like your new chin. There it is. I like it. And you're not off balance.
Yeah, that's what I always felt like. It was just like, this was like rounder.
Yeah.
This was just really like,
100%. And when I'm doing that, so your lower lip is kissing my finger and your upper lip is behind, so you're still in profile as well. Whereas before, your chin is sitting ever so slightly further back. So your profile balanced you, your jawline's amazing, doesn't need it. Your cheeks got a little bit more contour and happy, you've got apples in your cheeks there, and you've narrowed and centered. So really happy. What I'm going to do is pop this, the whatever's left, in a tiny syringe. I'm going to try and lift up that nostril.
yeah.
And then that's like pretty much done all the things that we wanted to address.
That is actually crazy.
Isn't it?
I can't get over how much that didn't hurt.
And also how quick it is. You're just like in and out. And no downtime, no bruising, like everything's been pretty straightforward. And then we will then look at it all together and say, what now? We've moved the goalpost, and we can reassess and reassess and reassess. And then once we get it absolutely perfect, so you're happy, I'm happy, it's then easy to maintain
Just
until the big day. Yeah.
It's exciting.
I know, I love it. Your cheekbone is gorgeous.
It's so funny, like how, see when you were younger, I didn't even notice things like that, and it's just the older I got, obviously, the more your kind of face like settles into like a shape.
And you also know yourself.
Yeah, I feel like everyone else is like, oh no, and I'm like, no, I see my face every single day. It's exactly what I look at. I know, not that.
But this is the thing, like people see that with their bodies, and bodies are very difficult to change. At least with your face, it's like a little tweak, it's like 30 minutes of your life.
Yeah.
With my body, I want to change it. It's like 2 years.
It takes time.
That's the age. Okay, so it's gonna feel like I'm bursting little blackheads.
Yeah.
So I want to just give it a wee bit more of a curve here, okay? So you're gonna feel a tiny little plug.
No, you're fine.
And remember, it is going to get easier to come. And I'm moulding, so I have to pop a little bit in and smoothing. Oh, that's coming up nice. I literally am so OCD, so I like it looking at how the light's bouncing off it. That's why I'm like seesawing over here. Never make the same here. Okay. I wish I didn't put calories at your goal.
Oh my god, that would be good.
Oh god, I really have to like it. Okay, so I'm happy.
Okay.
I'm gonna put cream everywhere.
Okay.
And I'm gonna show you.
Okay.
If you're like, that's it, great, perfect. If you're like, no, it's better, but it's subtle, and I want to take what you've done and enhance it, we're now perfect. So I just go 50, 50, 50, 50 all the way. And we just get to corrected, but now we can take it to the next level. So I'm gonna put some aftercare cream everywhere. And then I'll show you.
Do you recommend no makeup for 24 hours?
Yes. So no makeup, exercise, or alcohol
Okay.
for 24 hours. Makeup, it just, your brushes and everything are so dirty, you just got higher risk of infection. And exercise, it just pumps your blood, so you're more likely to swell.
Yeah.
Alcohol thins your blood, so you're more likely to bruise. Now, if you do either of them, it's not really a big deal because you didn't bleed and you've not had a major issue, like treatment-wise. But ideally, I would say, yeah, no makeup, exercise, or alcohol. Your nutrient is beautiful. So let's have a look and make sure it's subtle enough for you. Or is it too subtle? Then you want more.
And when does the numbing kind of aspect?
Like 10 minutes? 10, 15 minutes?
Oh my god, my nose.
I know.
Oh my god, I can actually look at it.
And like your cheek, so I've lifted your cheekbone up.
Oh my god, it's so
What
subtle. It
contour?
makes the biggest difference.
So we've lifted the cheekbone up, so it's the same as that side. I've brought forward the apple of your cheek, so it looks like this. And then I've nicked in both your nostrils, and I've lifted up that little bit. I've narrowed and centered your chin. It's like
so good.
tweak, 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 but it all works together. And we used 1.9 mil.
1.9.
So you don't even need any more. But you can go home and be like, okay, now that I'm in my comfort of my own home and I'm not being stared at, I love it, but let's just enhance exactly what I have. Because you can go more. You can then decide, give me more of the cheekbone on both sides, give me a pixie tip lift in my nose, give me whatever. But no, I like it. I think we've addressed everything.
Yes, absolutely.
But you still look like you.
Yeah, it's actually crazy. It's just like you've had like the best facial in the world and you've just woken up like...
I'm symmetrical.
Oh my god.
So obviously you can see like when you're swollen, this side looks bigger than that side, and that will be more obvious tomorrow. But the swelling will go down. Like that's not how it's gonna last.
I guess like right in the center, it normally sits way over here.
Doesn't it?
That is crazy.
Are you happy?
So happy, oh my god.
Good,
So happy,
glad.
thank you so much.
It's so subtle, like 1.9 mil, you look like one new face.
I'm so happy with it.
I'm so glad. And even your before and after photos aren't going to be like, whoa, but
It's
I'll
just gonna
take
be like,
them
oh,
after.
what's she? And that's what I like, people to look at it and be like, what has...
And even
what's
your
going on?
fiance to be like, you look different.
You look different, but what is it? Yeah.
That's what should be inside.
Oh, I'm so happy, thank you so much.
Oh god, thanks for trusting me.
Oh, definitely. I don't think I would actually trust anyone else. Anytime someone's like, oh, I'm looking for... I'm like, did you see this guy on Instagram?
Don't touch my face.
Don't let anybody else touch your face.
So I'm going to do your after photos, and I can send you these just so that, because you and I are going to notice a big change here, but nobody's going to know that there was any asymmetries before. Like when you're telling me, I was like, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. But I wouldn't look at you and be like,
I know, because I always look at pictures and I'm like, is that how people see it? And nobody tells me
Nah.
what that is. And then everyone's like, no. And
nobody
I'm like,
sees it.
I see it.
But now that it's done, I can't unsee it. Like you definitely look way more. You look like that before.
Yes, that's exactly what it felt
Now
like.
it's complete, like your nose is perfect. Like your nostrils are in, and your nostrils, even the way the light's bouncing off.
The nose was like the biggest thing for me. I'm just so happy. Hello. So, I am back from Dr. Kaly's office. my experience was incredible, and that is honestly all I can say about that. Like, amazing, felt so comfortable, so relaxed, and I've just put all my trust into her, and I am so glad that I did. Dr. Kaly's all about natural aesthetics. It's not, if you want your lips filled to the gods, she's not the doctor for you. That's not the place that you should be going. If you want to look natural, just a wee bit enhanced, she's the gal for you. It was completely easy, gentle, wasn't sore. I'd say it was like a 2 out of 10, like if I was just scored at how sore it was. Of course, she like numbed my face, as you've seen, and she went over every area that she was doing, and before we did it she mapped out all my face. Like, just wasn't sore. I would say it felt like when you have a spot on your face, you know, when you squeeze it, it's just a wee bit like, and you're like, oh, that was it. Was not sore, like, at all. And I'm surprised, because I'm a big wuss and I was really nervous. I was actually really worried that, you know, if I came out and I was like, oh my god, what have I done to my face and blah blah blah, like I was really concerned about that. But now I've seen it, like I'm like, oh, I didn't need to be nervous at all. Like, I wasn't going in for a crazy procedure or anything like that. But today I actually got my cheeks, my nose and my chin done because I had a very off-centered face. So this side was the good side and this side was the side that I was just like, you know, it doesn't match up, it doesn't look the same. And honestly, I just wanted it fixed, or to start fixing it before the wedding, because the last thing I wanted to do on my wedding day was be picking at pictures saying, oh, I don't like my face and that, and oh, my nose is really bothering me and that, and I didn't want to do that. I just wanted to be able to enjoy the day with my family, my friends, and not being like, oh, can you take a picture of my good side and whatever else. So I am the tiniest little bit swollen. I actually didn't bleed at all during that, which is amazing. So I'm just a wee bit swollen here and a wee bit here and a wee bit on that side of my nose. That will go down within the next 24 hours. Obviously I am still fresh faced, can't wear makeup for 24 hours, can exercise, like sweat, drink alcohol, the normal kind of stuff that you wouldn't do after a procedure. But honestly, guys, gals, whoever is looking to get any sort of aesthetic work done, please do your research. Please look into who you're having touching your face, because you don't want to be shocked and horrified and like, what have I done? And I know it's such a controversial subject, and like even my family's been like, oh, I thought your face was fine before, like, you know, stuff like that. But you notice your own face, you're the one that looks at it all the time, you're the one that looks at the pictures, therefore you're in charge of how you feel about your body. But what I would say is, like, my changes have been so minimal but so fixing to my face. Like, I'm so excited to see it. Once the wee bit of swellings went down, I've got like literally no bruising. That was actually a spot left over from however many weeks from maskne, whatever. Can't even get rid of it. So that's not part of that. I can't wait to see what it's like once the swelling goes down and I can put my makeup on, and as vain as it sounds, but like take selfies and see what it looks like. But I'm so happy, and I can't wait till it settles to see what it looks like, and I will 100% be back, 100%. And if you are looking for someone to do filler, I recommend you check her out. Honestly, you will not regret it. So I will give a wee update maybe tomorrow once I can get like some makeup on. I just feel like my face is so centered now and I'm just not used to that. It's crazy. But I'm in love. So I'll give you a wee update tomorrow. Mwah.
It was cold at night when you came into my troublesome life.